Regarding the application submission, you can submit your PMP application via the PMI website. In the next few seconds, I will show you how you can complete your PMP application. So I'm going to show you right now. I'm going to open up a blank slide, and I'll just show you a very quick demo. So if you're filling your PMP application, remember you need projects that you have worked on as a project manager. Now, even though your title was not project manager, you may have managed the project. So we're not saying if your title isn't project manager, then you cannot be certified. That's not what we're saying. You just need to make sure that whatever you're putting forward, you can back it up. So let's say I'm working on a project, and this is, I'm just going to call it software development project. The best way to document your experience is by breaking it down into the 5 process groups. And I'm going to show you that very quickly. It's very straightforward. Every project needs to be initiated, okay? And that just means authorized. Every project needs to be planned. Every project needs to be executed. Every project needs to be monitored and controlled. And every project needs to be closed. If you break your exam down, you break your application down for the exam like this, it helps the person reviewing your application to be able to pinpoint what exactly you did, and it just makes the process quicker. My advice to you is to cut out anything technical, because that is not project management. So the kinds of things you would put in an application would be things like, I was project manager for this endeavor and was involved in creating project charter and stakeholder register. I worked with the project sponsor to identify and document project benefits. Whatever you did, okay? I'm not saying take these words exactly, but I'm saying use this as an example of how you could complete the application by putting only those things that are project management specific. You don't want to put stuff that is not project management specific. For example, I developed code, I wrote test scripts. That will not fly. I have had an application rejected in the past, and I know firsthand what not to put in the application. Don't put the technical stuff. If you're an engineer, don't put I designed buildings or bridges. They don't want to hear that. They want to know what part of managing the bridge or part of managing the build as a project manager did you do. So that's one of the common mistakes people make on this exam. For planning, you could put something like developed project management plan that defined the scope, schedule, cost, quality, and all other areas on the project. Worked with the project team to ensure realistic time, cost, and scope estimates. For example, these are, again, examples. Executing, you could say, involved in leading and directing the project work through regular touch points, meetings, and stakeholder interaction. Okay, now there's a number of words PMI is looking for, so you need to make sure that you get the right number of words in what you're doing. Let's make it a little bit bigger so you can see it. There we go. All right, so this is pretty much how you could proceed with it. My buddy Ed, thank you, Ed. Appreciate that. Thank you, Ed. Ed is one of my alumni from the world of CAPM and PMP, and also with our Project Leadership Institute. Thank you, Ed, for coming through. All right. Ed knows he's been here, he's been down this journey. Monitoring and controlling, you could say, created work performance reports and showed the project proceeding planned. The language is very simplistic. It's very, very simplistic, but trust me when I tell you the PMI, they're not looking for lofty stuff. Just tell us what you did as a project manager and we're good. The technicality, I know it fascinates you. I'm a civil engineer. I know there are a lot of technicalities that fascinate us as technical people or whatever domain you're in. IT, coding, testing, they don't want to know. Just tell them, this is what I worked on. This is what I did as a project manager. And then you can have the outcome. So you can say, successfully close the project. And then in the output, you can say outcome, project, or you could say software successfully deployed on schedule and on budget, even though it doesn't make any difference. Like I said, they just want to know, did you really manage a project as a project manager? That's it. All right, so I want to invite you to ask questions. If there are any questions about the application, now would be a good time to ask before we move on. Any questions